The Noob and Fr00b show is rated NC-17 for adult language, adult content, strong sexual references, and psychological nudity. Listener discretion is advised. Opinions expressed on the Noob and Fr00b show does not reflect those of Jagex Ltd. RuneScape.com is a trademark of Jagex Ltd. and is not affiliated with the Noob and Fr00b show.
Thank you, everyone, and welcome to the Noob and Fr00b show. My name is Matt, aka IR Matthew.
What was that
Really?
sound? What?
Really?
What are you talking about?
Oh, look at me! I'm over here. I'm absolutely not in charge of the soundboard. No.
I'm not sure.
And of course, the lovely voice you're hearing is the ever-present, the ever-great, the ever-powerful. Wait, we're not. This isn't the Wizard of Oz, but
No.
she's still great. She's still awesome.
Yes.
Satya Vista, aka that.
Hi, I love you.
By the way, Satya.
What?
The show picture, I cannot see it.
Really?
No, I cannot see it.
Why can I see it and you can't see it?
I don't know. It's black to me. Maybe that's
Oh.
maybe it's trying to tell me I'm too
Once
white.
you go black, you never go back?
That's what I've been told.
Oh dear.
Anyway.
How about now?
Yay! One of my favorite backgrounds.
Mine too.
Probably because I came up with the thing at the bottom. Anyway, so if you would like to get in touch with us, you can absolutely do so in many different ways. The quickest and most expeditious way would be to comment on this here video, so that you'll be monitoring it throughout the show.
Mm-hmm.
You can also tweet her at their PRRS. You can send her a Facebook message or leave a comment at that PRRS on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
You can also go into the clan chat as a guest, or if you are a clan member. Either way, you're welcome in there.
Mm-hmm.
And I will be in there in a few minutes once I log into RuneScape.
You're not even there.
I will be once I log into RuneScape, and I will be taking questions, seeing there. And if you are listening via AM radio, you can leave a comment there as well. And I will now log into RuneScape. Satya, back to you.
Thank you very much, Matt. Okay, let's get into the news. We're going to start out with the Elf City Quest area improvements. Totes excite. So pretty much what's happening is an all-around graphical update of Lita and the various elf-related quests, such as Within the Light. So, of course, the Death Altar and the Temple of Light are going to look a little different. The area around Catapult Construction is going to look different. Lita's going to look different. It all has a little bit more of an elvish feel, so a little bit more wood and trees and all that wonderful stuff. Are we excited? Anybody? Give a damn.
Yay.
All right, so can you guess what else update we have?
An update to Ashdale because it sucks.
No, we have a Solomon's General Store update. That's what you wanted, wasn't it? Solomon's General Store.
Yeah.
Firewatch and Avenzi outfits. The character team have been hard at work over the past few months working to bring you forth installment of their outfit showcase. This week, they are proud to announce 2 cosmetic overrides, one inspired by the deadly Firewatch Dark Mare, and the other by the proud Avenzi race. The Firewatch Sky Shadow outfit is a fantastic dark delight. You see what they did there? Straight from Mauritania. Along with your vampiric ensemble, you'll receive both a Firewatch staff and wings. So, if you want to look like a ghetto vampire, this is perfect for you.
And rest assured, if you do have a female character, you will look like a slut just like the previous outfits. Do not worry.
Guaranteed. And then, of course, the Avenzi outfits, they look very Egyptian. And so if you want to look like a furry bird, this is perfect.
I mean, 59 is the furry world.
Hey.
So, you know.
Hey.
I mean, it's the truth.
Let's get on with the Elf City design document, won't we please?
Absolutely.
So I'll switch the screen over to that now.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Buy me some time by humming.
Space. The final. Okay, there we go.
Okay, we're ready for the LCD design document. This is the last one, so you won't have to look at this shit anymore on the show. Ha, ha. All right, the
It's brown
hyphen
like
clan.
poop. Sorry.
Good observation. Agility and prayer, batch 2.
Bunny.
So their little symbol is a bunny rabbit and a dream catcher. That's classic. The middle circle looks like this. It's a big rock and some buildings, and yeah. Serenity Post, level 75 agility. 6 wooden posts rise from the crater below and line the sides of a long platform. The player can opt these on the stand a flag on. What? Does it make sense? Oh, this is where you're going to put your skill cape flags. I remember that. That's very useful in many ways. Let's skip. Pickpocketing NPCs. These will be the thieving level 94 ones. Wandering the middle ring of the hyphen. Is it hyphen or hyphen, Matt?
Hyphen.
Hyphen. Common pickpocketing items will be various bones and prayer agility restores. Rare items will include high-level bones and extreme prayer potions. Light creatures, level 77 agility, scaling up to levels 82, 87, 92, and 97. In the middle of each city segment will be an agility shortcut to its neighboring city segments. This aids navigation of the city, but also forms a full agility course if done in sequence. If a player completes a full lap, are you yawning in the middle of this?
No, I said ooh.
You yawned.
It may have been a yawn. Sorry.
You're yawning. The player will receive a flat agility XP lump sum for a complete lap. And that flat XP increases every 5th agility levels. So here's your multiplier information. 1 times, 2 times, and 3 times multiplier. Your next one, 2 or 3 laps of the course, will generate more XP. Then you will have the times 2, times 3, and times 4 item multiplier. Your next lap generates 2, 3, or 4 times the items. So apparently it's an agility course. Not only do you get XP, but you get shit.
Mm-hmm.
You get some prayer, small, medium, and large lamps, agility, small, medium, and large lamps, light cores, which is a secondary ingredient for the new light creature familiar, agility replenishing items, and the crystal tree acorn, which is very, very, very rare.
Mm-hmm.
There will be a talent scout, as with all agility courses. So here is the outer circle. Any questions?
Do hobbits live there?
Cleansing the Serene Stones, level 75 prayer. Little mini-game for you. There's a cathedral in the outer circle. In this cathedral is one of Serene Stones from the Trihorn section fully mined. The stone is corrupt with black ooze from the poison waste to the south. The player can buy cleansing crystals from the hyphen of this cathedral for GP. Each cleansing crystal can be used in a cleansing ritual. Cleansing the crystal will generate guaranteed prayer experience. The aim is to offer a cheaper but slower method of training prayer that nobody's going to utilize, just like that stupid minigame in the middle of the Lumbridge swamp.
That we go to dressed as schoolgirls and pretend that it's a tentacle monster.
Good times. Okay, there's going to be a rest musician, gnome glider, and a gnome. So now we have the Malier. I think this is probably the only elf clan I can actually pronounce properly. Dungeoneering and Herbler, batch number 2. Here is their symbol. I don't even know.
It's like
What is that?
a orb with leaves coming out of it.
This is like the worst one, like out of all of them. It's horrible. Alright, here's the picture of the middle circle. You see a lovely... that's actually one of those dungeoneering locations, a resource dungeon.
The mysterious entrance.
Yeah. This is going to require level 95, and here's what's inside of it. Palya and Greenwall Hunter locations. There's going to be 2 rune rocks, the bank deposit box, good fight economy, an impling spawn, and the bloodwood tree.
Aren't there enough fucking bank deposit box around this goddamn game?
Well, you know. Harmony monoliths, level 75 farming. Depending on time, the Harmony monoliths, and I don't know why I have such a problem saying Harmony monoliths and skilling potions may be postponed. Wow.
Damn.
That's right off the bat. We're postponing this shit, but here's the information. 4
Yep.
monoliths are placed in this location. The player can buy moss seeds for those monoliths for 1k GP each. These seeds are also tradable. To place a seed on each monolith, the player will need level 75 farming. This moss doesn't get diseased and does not require compost, but the player can attune their amulets of farming to supervise growth. Instead of growing over time, the moss grows one growth stage every 50k XP that the player generates in one skill. The monolith has 4 growth stages, so requires 200k XP to grow fully. Each monolith is tuned to a specific skill, and only XP generated in that skill will grow moss. XP from quests, minigames, etc. are not included. A player may have a Slayer monolith, for example. Bonus XP does not contribute to the growth of moss. So you won't be able to buy this with the School of Fortune. The skill focus of each
Good.
Harmony monolith changes every 24 hours, but the amount of XP contributed to the monolith, and the growth of the moss, of course, is permanent. A monolith can be relayed to any skill that a player can currently receive challenges in. If a player has fewer than 4 skills, which they can receive challenges in, the monoliths will create duplicates. The player could conceivably have 4 dungeoneering monoliths at one time. XP is only contributed to one monolith at a time, though. If a player has 4 dungeoneering monoliths, only one gains XP contributions at a time, and any overflow XP will go into the next one. The player gains a random amount of moss between 1 to 5 per harvest. The moss stacks and is tradable. The player can then add the moss to existing juju potions to convert them into tradable skill potions. Very interesting. When drunk, the potion's effects last longer. So, might want to get back in the herblore habitat if you want to make some money here soon. Juju potions will be made tradable with this update. The aim is to create a vital moneymaker for skillers. Those effects are as followed, and more effects may be added with the release. So here's a look at a list of what we have. We got the perfect woodcutting potion. It's going to have an herblore requirement of 75. Its effect, chance of receiving double logs or double cuts from choking ivy. The perfect farming potion, which is probably the most useful potion currently, is going to require 77. Chance of double moss from a harmony monolith. Chance of receiving moss by harvesting or checking any farming patch. Perfect mining potion, level 80. Chance that mining a location will not exhaust it. Chance that mining any non-coal rock will give you coal. I feel like that's terrible. Anyway, perfect smithing potion, 82. Chance that smithing bars will generate a corrupt one. The perfect agility potion, 85. So this sounds like they're going to be adding some new potions to the herblore habitat as well.
I
Very
have an
interesting.
idea.
What?
Create the perfect citadel potion where whatever you're doing in the citadel makes charcoal for the citadel. I like this idea. Get on it,
And
Jack.
here he goes. Okay, where was I? Perfect agility potion, level 85. A light creature will visit you at the end of any lap of any agility course, giving you an item. In the Elf City, this will be an additional item. The perfect prayer potion, level 87. Increase to XP gained from Gilded Altar, so that's pretty important. Increase to XP when cleansing the Seren Stones. The perfect herblore potion, level 90. Additional chance of finding a recipe in dungeoneering. Additional XP when making combination potions. And the perfect dungeoneering potion, level 91. Duration is 4 hours rather than the 1. Addition to damage dealt when in a dungeon, with the intention of replacing the use of overloads in dungeoneering. I'm surprised they haven't nerfed the whole overload thing when it comes to dungeoneering yet.
Yeah.
But this may do it. Anyway, a max player is given one of each potion when they first talk to Lady Mailer. So, I get free stuff. That's exciting.
Woot.
Pickpocketing NPCs. These will be level 89. Wandering in the middle of the ring will be 5 melee workers. Common pickpocketing items include seeds, secondaries, and dungeoneering tokens. Rare items include recipes. The Outer Circle has got quite a list here. Additional crystal fleck sandstone rocks, frost dragons. Oh, this is the resource dungeon. Level 115 dungeoneering, so you don't get to go. Anyway, frost dragons will be there. There will be a bank deposit box. Oh, good lord. This is horrible. Crystal Motherlode Rock can be mined once per day. A golden shattered heart rock that a player has not gained. A shattered heart rock that a player I just said that. It's in there. Oh, just a regular one. A key token, crystal geode, crystal half keys, court case scrolls, tokens towards chompy kills, castle wards tickets. Oh, this is just getting worse and worse. A crystal key, a crystal Triskelion piece, ancient effigies, clue scrolls, champion scrolls, a complete Triskelion key, a crystal seed, other rare items, weapons, and armor, which will be very rare. The intention of the crystal motherlode rock is to gently push a high-level player a step closer to the completionist cape and trim completionist cape, as well as offering good drops to those who don't care about completion. If a player has completed one of these drops and no longer needs it for trim comp or having collected all the court case scrolls, for example, then they will not have a chance of receiving that specific drop. The Crystal Motherlode shards gained from the summer promotion will allow a player to have one free mine of this rock. So, if you've not been using your necklaces, those of you with level 115 dungeoneering and are maxed,
Shame
you
on
might
you.
want to start racking up on them, because this is a pretty impressive list of things that are not only going to kill the economy, as with everything, it's going to make the completionist cape a little more easier. But anyway, pickpocketing NPCs level 94. And there will be a fruit tree farming patch, so you'll have to expand your farm runs here, people. Here is the Herbleur shop and combination potions area. It's quite lovely. That's kind of, I don't know. A player will be able to visit the melee herbo shop to purchase recipes for the combination potions. These recipes will unlock the ability to combine the effects of different potions and create a new combination potion with a crystal flask. There will be 20 different recipes in total for the player to buy, and 7 of these potion recipes must be found while dungeoneering, in a similar manner to sagas. The player travels to the shop to unlock the recipes once they have found them by paying an amount of GP. Once unlocked, the player permanently gains the ability to make the potion. A player makes a combination potion by using a 4-dose non-flask potion on another 4-dose non-flask potion. With a crystal flask in their possession, this creates a new 6-dose, so you're losing 2 doses.
Yep.
So, this creates a new 6-dose crystal flask. The player effectively gains 2 additional doses per potion by doing so. What?
I think
Well,
you
I
reread it wrong.
guess. Well, I guess I see what they're saying, but like if you have a 4-dose range potion and you have a 4-dose defense potion, you get a 6-dose range defense
Yeah, you're
potion.
losing 2.
But they say you're gaining 6 doses. This is why Jagex should not do anything with math.
Oh dear God. Why you do this, JX?
So here's the list of the potions. A lot of people were asking me last week if I had a list of the potions that could be made. Well, here it is for you. There's going to be Super Strength Plus. It's going to require a Super Strength potion and a Strength potion, a regular one. It's going to cost 100k GP to unlock it. And here's the boost that it's going to have a 14% plus 2 boost. So if you're maxed, combat with 99 strength, this is pretty impressive. Super ranging will be similar. Super ranging potion and a ranging potion. Super magic, let's go to super melee. It's going to take a super defense, a super attack, and a super strength. It's going to cost 150k to make it. And it's going to boost all your melee stats by 12% plus 2. They work a lot like the dungeoneering potions with the percentage stuff there. There's going to be a super serum. Super serum. I don't like that. Super magic, super range, super defense, super attack, super strength. Boost magic range defense. It works like an overload, except it looks like it's going to be a little bit better. You can fight Torstol.
Yep.
Extreme anti-fire, super anti-fire, and an anti-fire. 200k to unlock this. Protects for 7 minutes and an increase of 1 minute, and can protect against wyvern fire. Good fight, dragon fire shield. It was nice to know.
Yeah, it's like it only increases by 1 minute above supers.
Right, but the problem is now it works against wyvern fire, and that was the only thing that was keeping the dragon
I see.
shields, somewhat near 1 million GP, and now they have no use after this.
So everybody should start panic selling their dragonfire shields?
I'm not going to start a mass market hysteria here, but it's not looking good.
Yeah.
A Berserker Potion, Dungeoneering, and 200 GP, Extreme Attack, Extreme Defense, and Extreme Strength. It's going to boost your attack, defense, and strength by 15% plus 3. That's pretty impressive on that one. The strength anti-fire. This is going to be extreme strength and super anti-fire. The ranging anti-fire, you can kind of guess what happens here. The supreme strength. Now this is the one I'm pretty excited for. Extreme strength and a super strength. Temporarily boost strength by 16% plus 4. That's pretty up there, people. Level 93 to make that. Supreme magic, ranging, etc. The renew anti-fire is a prayer renewal and a super anti-fire. Of course, obviously combines prayer renewal and super anti-fire. The renew adrenaline combines prayer renewal and adrenaline. Prayer overload. This is an exciting one too. So when you take a drink of your overload, you'll be able to restore some of your prayer. Grants the effect of all 5 extreme stat boosting potions for 5 minutes and reapplies their buffs every 15 seconds. Restores prayer points by 35% plus 9. So that's a pretty good one. Then the anti-fire overload is going to be great for the Queen Black Dragon. Save a little space here. Of course, does what an overload does in an anti-fire. And lasts for 10 minutes apparently. Oh, it also provides immunity for 10 minutes. Okay, yeah. The renewal and the overload. I think this one's kind of crap. Per renewal and an overload. The adrenaline overload. I think this one's kind of crap too, because your overload lasts for like 5 minutes. And yeah, but you can kind of guess what that. And the perfect plus. Now this one's intense.
OP.
The perfect plus requires 99 herb lore, requires 1 mil GP for the recipe. It's an overload, moss, and crystal blossom. All perfect potion abilities over a period of 24 hours.
Fucking OP.
That's a little... Yeah,
OP.
that's...
More than a little.
But it might get some, with it costing 1 mil GP, and I don't know how much moss is going to cost. This is going to keep the price of moss up there, so
yeah.
If moss stays expensive, this could be a decent money sink for the game, and the game really needs it. But
That's true.
if moss is being mass produced, it's just going to be a little awkward.
Right. So maybe this could counteract how many fucking bank deposit boxes are being put into the game.
Yeah, that's a little. And here's their armor for the meleeers here. It's very. I don't know what the word is.
It looks like a plant.
Yeah, it looks like a giant tree.
Yep, it's on your face.
And here's a bush. These don't look as good as the first ones we looked at.
Their head looks like a broccoli.
Yeah, it's cabbages.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the end of the design document, ladies and gentlemen. So that's a lot of information to take in, and it can be a little confusing. Yes. But keep in mind, not everybody and their mother is going to have access to this area. It's not like every noob's going to run there and get moss, and we're all going to crash the economy like instantly. You, of course, have to have pretty high skill levels, if not max, to gain access to a lot of these things.
Yes.
But with not a lot of new players coming into the game, eventually we'll all be there together anyway, and it won't be that exclusive anymore.
Yep.
That was kind of a punch to the stomach for Jagex there.
Ba-boom.
So why don't you go ahead and take away with the patch notes while I try to fix my screen.
I like this idea.
I do too.
Distraction. Graphical. An issue with Yelp's spin attack animation not displaying as intended has been corrected. A selection of shopkeeper and banker idle animations have been updated. The new stun animation that appears above a character's head will not persist after they are no longer stunned. Farley the dwarf in the Living Rock Caverns has been graphically updated. The fish swimming animation on Ashdale now loops correctly. Quest challenges and achievements. The Bandos Godtor passive animation has been added to the Superior Bloodied and Superior Honored Kazaj. Following Ma Dean's Twitch play through the sheep of Sheep Herder, sheep are now less likely to wander off immediately after being prodded. Sheep will now move to a random location if prodded repeatedly in a direction they cannot move. And the Mushroom of Doom, aka the OP Mushroom, has been removed. I did not realize that there was a quest where we herded sheep. Other. It is once again possible to design...
Wait a minute. Did you just say you've never done sheep herder?
No.
I'm hanging my head in shame. Please continue.
If you name a quest, I've probably never done it.
sheep herders like freaking cook's assistants for members.
I know. I mean, all my free quests are done. Well, except for the Ashdale quest, because I haven't gotten to that yet. Because I refuse to. Anyway, we'll
You
rag
know
on
what would
Ashdale
be
later.
funny?
What's that?
Like when you max, and you
Uh-huh.
know how when like somebody wins the Super Bowl or the Olympics, they always say they want to go to Disneyland. I think
Yes.
it'd be funny if you said that, and then it cuts to you in Ashdale. Okay, carry on.
You're amazing. Other. It is once again possible to descend the stairs of the roof of the Heroes Guild. Ascension creatures will no longer occasionally have text displaying their weakness as magic. A spelling error in Damonheim's toxic maze room has been corrected. Thanks. 2 forest walk tiles have been removed from Berthorpe. Some blocking in the crater that was Bandos' tower has been fixed. Ninja fixes. Agility rope swings are now easier to click on. The Dark Mayor Bank now has a collect option that also heals the player. The Clan Camp Bank will now heal the player when they are in close proximity. An icon for the Clan Camp Bank has been added to the map. The click area on the entrance to the player-owned ports has been reduced. Players can now choose to kick a specific guest from their player-owned house. Players can now pay farmers for farming plot protection while their green fingers is active. The brightness of bloom on the Quest Cape emote has been reduced. Epilepsy peoples rejoice. The altars in the God Wars dungeon will now give the player an estimated time before they can next use them. Thank you! Tired of the gods being assholes. At least this has a timer on how long they are no longer. It'll be until they are no longer assholes. Players will now receive a message stating their progress when they perform a skill for the Jack of Trades aura. Thank you. The drop rate of Cyrenaic scales from Arid and Dark Beast has been reduced. Brawling
Which,
gloves.
ironically, about the Cyrenaic scales, has not
Yes.
changed their market value hardly at all.
Yep. How odd. They should be going up. Not. Yeah. Anyway, brawling gloves will now drop correctly with a loot beam. The rubble on the flash powder factory is now more visible. The magic and ranged dragonfire shields have been recolored to differentiate between the 3 types. The click area on butterflies and moths has been increased because evidently those little fuckers were hard to catch. Shit. This is going crazy. Okay, there we go. The Wise Old Man is now able to help clear out more unwanted items from the player's banks and inventories. Engine fixes. The RuneScape companion can now run on a wider range of devices thanks to a change to feature recognition. Resizing the 3D game window should no longer cause other interface parts to disappear or cause camera issues, most notably zooming in on the character. NPCs hunting for objects closer to them should no longer ignore objects that have been on the ground longer than other objects. Okay. HTML5 engine fixes. A fix has been applied to bring some interface behavior in line with the Java client. Those are your patch notes.
Thank you.
As usual, some of them not really being needed.
Well,
you know.
So let's talk about Legacy Combat Mode Beta coming out the 16th, which will be Monday.
That's right.
Legacy Mode is a way of playing the modern game, but with a traditional look and feel without the need to learn the new combat system, and it's an optional mode that you can switch on or off so you can choose if and when you want to use it. Legacy Mode includes the following. Traditional RuneScape combat, no abilities. Interfaces styled from pre-RuneScape 3, both resizable and fixed. Old-style minimap icons. Life points back to a max of 990. Legacy Mode has a lot of other smaller tweaks to help give that traditional gameplay feel, many of which came from feedback from the players, and you can find out full details on the forums. Independent of Legacy Mode, we're introducing some global changes to combat to make improvements for everyone, especially those interested in player versus player. These will also be available on Monday's Combat Beta. They are the reinstated 138 combat formula, tweaked to give melee, ranged, and magic equal contribution. Special attacks on weapons that had them before. critical hit chance will be replaced by strength bonus, and this is probably the only update out of all this that I give a shit about, is our strength bonus being back.
Thank you.
So, it's 99 strength will actually do something after this. Finally, there's some overall balancing changes. More of your life points will come from the stats rather than the armor, and the penalties and bonuses across the combat triangle will be slightly relaxed, and damage from abilities has been tweaked even more to even out imbalances. So, the important thing to know of this statement: bonuses across the combat triangle will be slightly relaxed. Right now, the combat triangle is it's pretty heavy duty.
Yes.
If you're a ranger and you're being attacked by a mage, the mage, is not going to do very very well, just regardless of his level. And you're going to own him because you're a ranger. Well, that's going to change a little bit. I don't know how significant. They say slightly, but their slightly means a lot different stuff. So
yeah.
Because pre-EOC, the combat triangle was there, but it wasn't really there. I mean, it was insinuated, but you could go out there with range and own everything, or go out there with melee, and well, at the time, melee and own everybody. And now it's not really that case, but now, after this, it's sort of going to be the case.
It's quite confusing.
Yeah, I'll definitely be doing some research on the beta come next week. Once Legacy Mode has hit beta and we've taken your feedback, we'll be running a poll to determine, speaking of polls, get ready for that, whether it should be added to the live game. Even if you don't intend to use Legacy, there'll be plenty of new combat to try out, special attacks especially. Watch out for Legacy-focused behind-the-scenes video that I watched today, and pretty much just reiterated everything I said, except in video form. So, yay.
Huzzah. Huzzah.
I'm still at the point where I don't think Legacy is going to be that big of a deal. I think it's going to be a disadvantage, even though they say it's not going to be a disadvantage. But really, abilities versus just specials, I think abilities are going to be OP in the situation. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out in player versus player. Just don't think it's going to be that good. And it's definitely not going to be what a lot of people are thinking, that it's going to be pre-EOC completely. No.
Yeah.
Everything's still going to work the same for everybody. But
like
whatever.
I think they're expecting like an epic climactic scene, like Doc Brown pulls up in the door like, Marty, we have to go back. No, it's not going to be like that. It's just like, yeah, you're going back to some semblance of the old mode, but
it's kind of like when I want a piece of cake and I don't have any cake, so I get a piece of gum that tastes like cake.
Right. Which you do.
Yeah.
Dessert delights.
Right.
Yes.
It's like Jagex giving all these noobs, all these nostalgia noobs, a piece of dessert delight gum and hoping that that'll, suffice their cravings.
Jesus.
But it's gonna be gum.
Yeah, it's not fucking cake.
Gum.
It's
No.
not fucking cake.
Alright, can anybody else guess what kind of update we have this week, as we do every week? You want to guess?
Wheel of Fortune. Treasure Hunter.
Treasure Hunter. We got to get used to calling it that. Treasure Hunter Large Gnome Ball and Recolor Kit. I'm guessing this has a lot to do with the World Cup.
Yes, it does.
Classy. Treasure Hunter is getting a sporting mood with the transforming large gnome ball and recolorable two-piece gnome ballers kit. This super sports gear can be won from the 13th until the 17th. Once you've got your hands and feet on the large gnome ball, pass it between your friends and watch it transform before your very eyes. The ball has a counter that keeps track, so we're kind of like the beach ball.
Yes.
Yeah, anyway. But after it gets through so many count, it changes what it looks like. It can be like a Zeros ball, a Chinchompa ball, even a mini Stone of Jazz. That's really exciting.
Yay!
As your ball evolves, you'll see your character performing an impressive gnome ball trick emote that becomes more elaborate as you unlock each evolution of your gnome ball. We've also updated the kicking mechanics. Now you can select where your ball is going and have a real kickabout on Gillinor.
Oh my god.
This is really lame.
What is this? A combination of FIFA, soccer, and Pokemon? Evolve your ball? I'm lost.
But don't worry, Matt. While you're
Uh-huh.
kicking your Pokeball around, you can look the part too by donning your team colors with a Gnome Baller's tunic and shorts, which can be switched separately to 8 different colors and find your favorite combinations. But every player gets at least 1 key per team.
Uh, I don't know.
It's
It's too
ridiculous.
much. It's too much. I mean, I'll be watching practically every match of the World Cup, but it's like I want to watch the World Cup. I don't want a shitload of promotions from everywhere and everything because there are, not just RuneScape, blasting me in the face. Can I just watch the games, please? Thank you. Yeah.
Why would you want to watch them when you can reenact them on RuneScape?
Yeah, let's see. It's not really soccer when you can touch the ball with your hand. But oh well.
Hey, that's racist.
I'm sorry, gnomes. God.
So what's the pose for this week?
All right. A big Dragonstone poll has been closed this week.
Mm-hmm.
The Diamond poll is the Boss Slayer reward poll, and
Mm-hmm.
it is this. We are planning to introduce Slayer-like tasks for boss killing, separate to normal Slayer. What title reward would you like to receive for killing each of the bosses included at least once? The options are the Boss, Executioner, the Deathbringer, and the Reaper. I myself voted for the Reaper. It is also in first place by 35% compared to the others who aren't.
I voted for
Personally.
the boss. We have a lot of kind of those demented names, like the Executioner that you can get from those new
Mhm.
demons from the update last week. So I
Right.
just thought the boss would be kind of funny.
And you are a professional, so
I am a
that is very
professional.
fitting.
Thank
So,
you. Thank you.
yes,
Round of
yes.
applause for me.
As if you don't get enough. Um,
One more. Thank you. Thank you. I want to thank the Academy.
oh,
Next call,
Jesus
please.
Christ. Um, Boss Slayer task giving NPC.
Mm-hmm.
We are planning to introduce Slayer-like tasks for boss killing, separate to normal Slayer. Which NPC would you like to be the point of contact for this feature? The options are the Raptor, Death, Ajat, a new NPC, and I don't mind. Right now, the one that's in the lead is Death. I did vote for Death. However, even though I don't think it's going to win, I think it would be interesting for them to just make a new NPC. I did vote for Death because I think that would be cool to go to Death for Slayer tasks, being that he is the proctor of, slaying people, death, etc.
Well,
But
I see your
a new
point there, but I voted for the Raptor, and here's why I voted for the Raptor. If you do a lot of Slayer, you're going to come across the Raptor doing Slayer with you.
ah
And he's part of those signature heroes, and they don't really have a place in the game. They just kind of wander around. So I thought it'd be interesting to give him, a purpose other than being the signature hero.
is he like the one signature hero that you don't have a beef with?
Right, I find him
Yeah.
very fascinating because, like, you don't know who he is. He's in that full armor
Mhm.
with his flail, and he's always like big and tough, and he says really witty things. And like I
Mhm.
said, you always see him like killing stuff. So it'd be interesting if you had to get a Slayer task from him, but he's always at these different places, so you have to hunt him down to find him. Get your Slayer
And
task.
and he says witty things, so maybe your Slayer task is in the form of a riddle.
That's brilliant. Matt, that was absolutely brilliant.
Yes.
Wow. So yeah, I voted for the Raptor. I don't really like Death. He was always a Halloween guy, and they
Yeah.
tried to incorporate him into the game now with having to do with the gods and stuff with quests. And I just don't feel like we need him because we got Anubis, who pretty much was supposed to do what Death did, and then them trying to incorporate Death into the storyline took that away from Anubis. So
Anubis, god of death and noobs.
that goes hand in hand, doesn't it?
That was the point.
All right, it's a little bit past the hour, but it's time for Matt's commercial break. Take it away, Matthew.
Alrighty. Hi there. Would you like to grow Would you like to grow bigger than you are? Would you like to give more oomph in your life? Would you like to be more powerful? Ooh. Don't worry, this isn't that kind of ad. I'm just asking you that if you want to be a better player at RuneScape. You want to know why? Because joining a clan will help you exceed in all these ways. Joining a clan is the first thing you should do whenever you're a nub on RuneScape. Hell, even if you are a nub, even if you're just lonely, even if you're a lone wolf, you don't have to play with us. Just be a part of us, the Barbarians clan. We are a wonderful clan, Home World 59. We have over 400 members. We have a Tier 6 Citadel. We're working on 7. We're not quite sure when it will be, but we're hoping it will be before the end of this year. Possibly, maybe, we don't know. But hey, more members will help. So come on up, get some free XP. We do bossing events every Saturday and Sunday sometimes. We're working on making more casual events for Friday, which I myself will be hosting. It's going to be great. Join the Barbarians clan today.
Thank you. We have a question from the audience from Samuel the God. He says, I need help. My RuneScape won't load. I start the client. It says fetching updates. 7. Then it stays at that for some time.
Okay.
You want to try to take this one?
Has he tried right-clicking and running it as the administrator? That's the first thing I do.
Well, he's gotten that far, so it's not an administrator issue.
Okay.
I would recommend, start searching for anything related to Java. Type in Java, delete it all. Anything that says jagex, RuneScape, delete everything. Just delete everything and reinstall it back. To me, it sounds like a bit of a Java issue if you're not having connection problems. Which, if he's watching this video live, he's not having connection problems.
So basically, clear your Java cache.
Just uninstall Java, and then you want to go into the control panel and completely uninstall it there too. It completely sounds like a Java problem. Getting hung up there. Try that and let me know before the end of the show, and if that don't work, we'll try something else, but I think that's what it is.
Hooray!
Alright, do you have any Reddits for us?
I most certainly do not. I mean, do.
Oh my god, you better have the Reddits.
Ah!
The executioner is coming if you don't have the Reddits. Well, you panicked to find some Reddits.
No, I have them.
Okay.
I was just hoping the executioner would get here with that whip he has. I mean, what? Anyway, first Reddit. Someone has thought it helpful to give us a little bit of information here, which it is. He wants everyone to know what you do if you get a phishing PM.
Oh.
Click report on the PM to bring it to the attention of the Reddit admins, who can apply a Reddit-wide ban on the offending account.
I thought you were talking about like somebody asking if you want to go fish rocktails.
No, unfortunately not. Because I do want to fish rocktails.
Oh.
No one ever invites me.
You can't catch them.
Shut up. Do not post screenshots on the subreddit without first obscuring the phishing link. So just
there's people dumb enough like, oh, look at this phishing link. I'm gonna go see if it's a phishing link, and they type it in, and then they get phished.
Dumbasses. We love you, but you're all dumbasses. All right. Slow dungeoneering and level modifier. I'm feeling new to dungeoneering. Is there any way to change the level modifier when soloing so I don't receive the negative XP?
The dungeon modifier when he's soloing so he doesn't receive the negative XP. Why not just complete the dungeon and... what does he want? Like the same experience he'd get if he was in duoing.
Right.
No, if you want the same XP that you get when you duo, go duo.
Yeah. Well, here's the trail that happened after that. Someone says, "What are you talking about?" He says, "The -9 XP I'm getting, -9%." Someone says, "After doing a few dungeons, all the complexities should be unlocked. Just bum rush through them for the time being." Another person says, "Simple. Run the dungeon at complexity 6 complexity so you don't end up with a negative multiplier. And don't die or else you get a negative multiplier."
That
So
question's
basically,
really confusing. So
yeah,
is he just starting out with dungeoneering? Doesn't have all the complexities. I guess
yes,
that's what's
pretty
happening.
much.
Well, that answers the question. He has to unlock the complexities before that happens.
Basically, you're a noob.
Yeah, you're a fucking no.
All right.
But we still love you.
Yes. I picked out this question because of the person who wrote it.
Oh.
So I am almost finished with making my first ascension bow, and it will be the first time in a while I have had 200 mil to spend since getting hacked. Once since I'm getting I'm being hacked right now. Yeah.
BRB.
Yeah. Since I have had 20 mil to spend since getting hacked. Once this is made, I will be going for 99 Slayer, currently 985. And I was wondering what weapon I should use. The weapon would be used for getting 99 Slayer, QBD, KK, Frost Dragons. So my question here is main hand mace and offhand rapier long, or main hand ascension and offhand created the chaotic crossbow. And for the mace and rapier long, that was Dragors, and so then Ascension and Chaotic Crossbow. So which should he go, Dragors or Ascension and Chaotic Crossbow? I'll tell you who it is after.
Well, to me, if you're going to do Slayer properly, you kind of need a mix of everything. Especially if you're trying to speed slay. You want to use their weakness. So, I mean, chaotics are free. You don't absolutely necessarily have to have Drygores. You don't absolutely necessarily have to have Ascensions, because back in my day, we didn't have the level 90 weapons, and I did quite well. Hell, we didn't even have chaotics at the time. I feel really old.
Oh, stop it.
But the chaotics are free, minus the fixing them. So you don't really have to spend that money. You're still going to be, I would spend the money on armor unless, he's done ports. Depending on who it is. Is it Tyler?
No.
Oh.
He signs his name Matthew.
It's the other Matthew?
I think it might be the other Matthew.
It's the other Matthew. Your lost son.
It has 3 T's. No, he is not my lost son. He is a spawn. He is a spawn of Satan clone of myself, and he must be destroyed. Fucking imposters. All right.
Well, I didn't what I would do with the money, if that's what he really wants to do, is go with the Drygors. They're going to have more use as far as bossing goes. And then spend the rest of the money on supplies. You're going to need lots of potions, especially overloads, and cannonballs. Cannonballs can get very expensive, so there's my advice.
And down here someone else says, have you tried Dragonbane bolts? An example, 100% accuracy ranging with melee gear on.
Well, I tried out the Dragonbane bolts on the Celestial Dragons versus the Ascension bolts. Now, there was this great hype that these bolts were going to be amazing. So I killed one with the Dragonbane bolts, and I timed it. And then I killed the other one with the Ascension bolts, and I timed it. And the time difference between the two was just a matter of seconds. It wasn't even that significant. And it was a pain in the ass to make the Dragonbane bolts. So I'm not happy with what they've done with the Dragonbane bolts. I mean, it's better than what it was before, but it's not where it needs to be. They are a pain in the ass to make. So everyone who talks about how great they are has obviously not used them.
Yes.
Ascension bolts are cheap, and you don't have to make them, so...
Seems like they're just giving in to the hype.
Yes.
All right. We have a simple request here. Can someone please add claim all button on temple trekking rewards, since temple trekking is really useful for do-it-yourself Iron Man on RuneScape 3. Could you please add this simple button to make things more streamlined and easy?
I shudder every time I hear the phrase Iron Man. I'm so tired. Like, you go on Twitch to watch a live stream, and 90% of the live streams are the Iron Man challenge. And it's not this new thing. The noobs have been doing it forever because they didn't know the fucking GE existed. So it's really boring to watch someone go around trying to make things from scratch and, whatever. If they find it fun, that's cool, but they're doing it because it's this trend now. Yes. But as far as a collect all button, that'd be perfectly fine, especially if you're trying to get sharks or, was it silver ore, bowstring, or herbs or things like that. It can be annoying to collect those, but I'm sure they'll implement it. Why are you laughing? It's true.
I think they detected sarcasm.
A bit.
Just a little. Remember when Stellar Dawn was a thing? If I remember correctly, it's been
Oh.
over 3 years since Jagex paused this project. Have they just
And that's
scrapped
where
it?
we can segue a little bit into our quick topic. The only thing consistent about Jagex is the inconsistency. So Stellar Dawn was a great invention of a futuristic version of RuneScape. And I remember some of the memes and some of the videos that were made when this idea was launched. It had a picture of a robot on like this RuneScape classic grassy plain trying to start a fire with his lasers and it was absolutely brilliant.
Was fire started by the prodigy praying in the background?
It should have been. So what happened with that? There just wasn't that much of an interest in it. There wasn't a lot of funding back 3 years ago. They just didn't have the money to spend on these other ideas, especially when they had their Arcanus games and other things like that going on. But Stellar Dawn has now turned into Transformers universe, and it looks like it's going to be wonderful from what I watched of the live streams. And it's a lot better investment since it is from Hasbro and it is a big name brand, and this could actually for once put RuneScape and Jagex on a global name and maybe not as embarrassing as the 12-year-old playing game thing. But yes, I remember Stellar Dawn.
Okay, and I just want to say I'm not sure when Transformers is coming out yet, but in the meantime,
they wanted a summer release, and it doesn't look like it's going to happen, does it?
It's going to be fall. But in the meantime, for the glory of Megatron, I just yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
So, anyway, Jagex's inconsistency. I mean, it's all over the place, isn't it?
It's it started early on when they got rid of free trade in wilderness. Do we all remember that? And then, well, we're never going to bring it back. This is horrible. This is a horrible thing. We're never going to do it. And what they do? Anybody know what they did? They brought it back. And now we have the same issue with, legacy mode here. We got EOC. Well, we're never going back to special attacks. We're never going back to this. And they're bringing it back. We're never going to have an old school server. We're never going to have it. Well, we have an old school server. We're never going to add anything to old school. We're going to keep it nostalgic. We're going to keep it classic. And now, old school RuneScape has shit that the live game, the main game, doesn't even have. Yep. They already had their boss Slayer monster. And now they have leaked clue scrolls. And they have a clue scroll thing at the observatory where you get cool stuff if you complete a bunch of clue scrolls. And they have white dragons. And they have a monster in the wilderness they can get stuff for. And just very inconsistent.
And supposedly they're going to be getting the Eastern lands even before we do in the live game.
Yeah.
And what do we get? Disneyland!
Freaking Ashdale is an insult to all MMOs everywhere.
And not only do we get Disneyland, but the cows from Disneyland have infested and killed out the regular poor old RuneScape cow population. Now it's a bloated carcass of a cow. Just.
Nick from Twitter has another inconsistency. He says, "You'll never be able to pay to win." That's exactly.
Also,
I was a member of RuneScape when they had this whole ideal, they're never going to have the microtransactions because, when I started playing it was becoming very popular in games like Gaia Online and World of Warcraft and things like that. And I remember the Gowers, they put out their statement that that's never going to happen on RuneScape.
Well, then the Gowers stepped down.
They sold for a lot of money, and now we have microtransactions every fucking where.
Also, Jax, how about when you put out a poll to have your players vote on, power to the players, as in the power will be to you, and the vote that you put on this that wins, it will happen. For instance, most recently, the poll where we voted on the mini-map icons. What won? reverting back to the old ones. Is that what is happening? No, that's not what is happening. You are just updating and tweaking the current ones.
Well, here's the trick with your icons issues. If you want the old icons, if you really like them that much, well, there's a way that you'll be able to get to see them, but you'll have to play in legacy mode first.
That's not what was said in the poll. So again, inconsistencies, not being clear, blah blah blah. And this isn't the first time they've done this with a poll. And
right. And it won't be the last.
Mm-hmm.
Because they put out these polls thinking they know what we're going to pick. Like, they're so rigged. Like, we know they're going to pick this one because all the rest of them are just so obscene.
But we don't.
And we don't always go that direction because we're completely, unpredictable customer base because we're so diverse in our ages or what have you. And so when it doesn't go the way that they want it to, they sneak it in there what they originally wanted. It's a slap in the face, really.
And on the not this week, I don't know if there was one this week, but last week on the podcast, Maud Osborne said something about like, oh, people are saying, oh, we go back on the polls. We don't go back on the polls. You do go back on the polls.
They do.
He tries to dig out of the hole and say, well, we don't go back on the polls. We just do what's best for the game. Yeah, you do what's best, but you do what you think is best for the game.
I hate when somebody from Jagex says that they do what's best for the game.
Yeah.
The game has really become like almost a living entity, and they do a lot of things that are terrible for the game itself, the spirit of the game, that old thing. They do, but what's best for the business, and that's completely understandable because they are a business. But I just can't stand when they say they do what's best for the game because that's definitely not true.
Yeah, it's
microtransactions were great for business.
Yes,
killed the game.
Yes, and
thank you.
It's absolutely one thing to say, oh, okay, we're gonna do this. We're in charge of the game. We're designing it. We're gonna do what we want, what we think is best for the game. That's fine. You're the ones who make the game. But when you present an option to where, okay, you vote this and it's going to happen, and then you don't follow through with that, that's not being truthful to your customer base. That's not doing what you say you are going to do. And I think it's only going to take so long where Jagex is sidestepping and trying to over-explain things why they don't do this, to where a lot of people are going to be saying, not just, oh, Jagex does this, but Jagex, why the fuck are you doing this? Why aren't you listening to us?
That annoys me because, they get us all excited for things like the construction rework, for instance, and the agility rework, for instance, and they hype it up, like, heavily. And then, the year goes on, and then just, like, maybe on a side interview or, like...
Nope, that's been scrapped.
Yeah, it's been scrapped after it was been hyped up like crazy and everybody was looking forward to it. And, they don't come out and say it to everybody. It's just hearsay, and then you're digging around for the information and find out it was, like, a 1 second bleep on a podcast somewhere, and I hate that.
And recently you can't really find any information on the podcasts because they just talk about Ma, whatever the hell his name is, and his obsession with burning elves.
I got one more quick piece of information that somebody tweeted to me that they want me to read. It's about the gold mining suit that you get from the lava flow mines. Apparently there's an issue if you die with it on, it is gone completely. That I don't know what day that happened, but they've patched that so when you do die with your mining suit, you're able to keep it upon death, but it won't show in the grave right now, apparently. Mm-hmm. So, because I know a lot of people do shooting stars out in the wilderness. That's something you got to worry about.
And then whenever you do a shooting star, you have a noob come up to you and ask you stupid questions about the game.
Yes, that happened to me. Very sad story. But anyway, I think it's the end of the show.
It is the end of the show.
So let me give a thank you to all of our sponsors, Gamer Girl Radio over at Blogcast, AEM Radio for simulcasting, our partner, Awesomeness TV. Thank you for the paychecks, and thank you so much for not firing me.
Wait. What paychecks are you talking about?
A special thank you to the Jagex for not suing us, our clan, the Barbarians, and most importantly to all of you guys who came back this week after the horrendous show that happened last week due to the technical difficulties.
Yes.
And yeah, tune in again next Saturday night, same place, same time. I have been Satya that bear. And
And I've been Matt, aka Matt Shoo.
we love you, and good night. Bye. Bye.
Bye. Now, this money that you were talking about.